Hi, fellow traders. I'm back again to recap my trades. Actually, these are my trades from yesterday. I fell asleep last night before I could even do this, sitting right here at my computer. So I already did my recap from earlier today. So I'm gonna take time now to do the recap from yesterday because yesterday, just like today, yesterday was pretty interesting. Um, Seems like this week it's just hard for me to get a pulse of the market, and I'm slowly getting around to it, but this it's all part of the process, I believe. But I'm going to share with you my trades from yesterday. And the first one was M, and I never got to really alert this in chat other than I'm watching it, because I was watching it on this level and I was expecting it to crack VWAP and all that. So I was a little early getting in, which is what I kind of want to do. Because this thing opened here, ran all the way up, and I'm assuming take out stop losses, and then came on back down. So I caught it right here at 42.05. But by the time went to punch in my stop, because what I do is I have four montages. If you use DOS, or Speed Trader Pro or Sure Trader Pro, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The trade montages. So I break out four of those for each ticker that I'm trading, because I don't use hotkeys, and I've made some epic mistakes trying to use hotkeys, and I think it may be because of my dyslexia or whatever, what causes that to happen, but I don't use them anymore. So as soon as I do an order, I use that same montage to put in my stop or whatever price I want to stop at. So it's got the full position, and I just click to get out. And that means that the trade went south on me. So while I'm doing that, within 10 seconds of me getting filled, I look at it and this thing has dropped into the 30s. So I immediately use that montage to, I wanted to book some profit, but didn't realize I I still had my full position that I got in. I got in 1,000 shares. So when I marketed out to try to catch some of this move, I marketed out my whole position. So I was in and out in less than 30 seconds. The good thing is I cleared, over 470 bucks. That was an awesome trade. But it was, I guess, the luck of the Irish, because I had no intentions of it going down and coming back up as fast as it did and then turning around. But you can see this thing, I thought it was going to settle down once it printed this candle right here. And I thought it would be safe to get in, but really it wasn't. So that was an awesome way to start my morning out, with that cushion. But it wasn't planned, and it's not something that normally happens to me. Most of the time it goes the other way. So, that was a good start to my morning. And that was about the only good start to my morning, because this ticker here, I caught it on the reversal scan. And obviously I was trying to get into this thing quick because I didn't draw any daily levels. You can see that this chart is void of any daily levels. And I was trying to trade this thing using, this candle making a higher low, and, all of this stuff. It just didn't work out. Luckily, I got out of this thing scratch. I didn't lose any money. I did take profit at 754, but then it faded, and I ended up getting out here 744, which gave me the same average that I got in at. So that was a wash trade. Didn't make any money on it. Didn't lose any money. Um, was just something to make me feel a little dumb because I broke too many of my rules for it to really make sense. PTCT was my next trade. This was actually on my scan that morning, and because it had all these levels up here, I wasn't really interested in it. I didn't really see this. This was a nice, a little over almost 2 points, window right here. And had I kept my eye on this, I probably would have gotten this short. This would have been my watch, because here's a VWAP and here's the daily level right here. You lose both of those, you're going to get a nice move down most of the time to the daily level. So I missed this. So I was already a little irritated because I missed that. And so I'm looking to catch the bounce. And I'm thinking I'm risking on this level right here. So I go long at 1461, get a little pop up, but not much. And then I ended up getting stopped out at 1450. And you can see it never really made the move I was looking for. It just continued down. So that was a good stop out. I lost $220 on it. I was in heavy. I was in 2,000 shares. And some veteran traders tell me you don't need to go in with your whole position size. You need to scale in. But with me, I like to that first taste of success on a trade, I lock in profits. I'm not adding in. So, maybe I have to amend how I trade later on. I don't know, but it's been working for 2 years. So I really don't want to change it. As long as I'm making money, I'll accept the loss here and there because I know I can make it back. But this was, a loss, 220. Gave some of my gains back from the morning. Wasn't happy about it, but you're going to take losses and you have to accept them. One of the biggest things that we have to learn as traders is how to accept when we're wrong, how to take losses. Our time is going to be off some days. Like today, my timing was off on the trades. Some of the trades I showed on the recap, it was just a timing thing. The setups were there. They were building up to it. The things I looked for were there, but my timing was off. So I know it's going to happen. And, when things like that happen, we just have to stay focused on what we're doing and focused on our trades and making sure that the next trade we take is going to be just as solid. So I got in this one, TOL. This is a top reversal here. This candle here, it came up and it tested this line. I'm thinking this took out stop losses. Whenever I see that, I just have that in my mind. It may not even be the case. More than likely it is. But I saw that, and this indicated to me that this thing is not going back up. So I went ahead and got short. When this candle printed, I went ahead and got short. 27019. I was looking at the 2-minute here, and it's looked like a good place to get in. Right here. This candle printed, so I jumped in on this candle. Got that entry. Got the nice quick wash down within the first 5 minutes. So I took profit here at 2680, and this thing just kind of teetered around. I gave it some room. Really should have got some profit here, but I didn't. Just let it run back up. I was thinking we were going to lose a 20, but we didn't. So I ended up taking it off here at 2688. I had a 2684 average when I got out of it. So that was a good $350. No stress trade other than just crap here. And you see this is happening on all of my top reversals. But today, they didn't even pull back to the 9, the ones I had trouble with. they turned around like, well, this is a 9 on the 2 minute, but they never came back to the 9 on the 5 minute. This one didn't either. So a lot, my profit taking strategies sometimes have to be amended. I may have to get it quicker, but you can see this was a bullish pattern here. This was bullish. It just ran right back into this and sold back off, but it made higher lows. So I think it was a smart thing for me to get out. This choppiness, it's just no reason to trade this. So I think I made the smart decision by getting out and not trying to add and all of this mess. The next trade I took was EVHC. This was fairly decent. Still didn't give me the move that I wanted. This was a top reversal. I waited for this candle to close and I got in. You can see how far away from high day I was, where I like to use high day as my stop, but I couldn't do that. So I used, I think, 22.85 as my stop. But I got in on this candle here. Again, I'm using the 2 minute to, find my entry. So you can see I was a little bit late on the 2 minute, just apprehensive because of this right here. A lot of my trades have been failing on the 9 on the 2 minute and not even getting to the 5 minute. So kind of had some pause here, but I got in and got a nice little move down to 55, and I went ahead and clicked it there. I mean, no need to rock the boat. I wasn't comfortable with this, and I just saw some things I didn't want to see on this, and I went ahead and took profit here before it got to the 20. It ran past the 9, and I was expecting it to just come on down, but it didn't. So I just kind of held on. This is another bullish pattern here. It's just one of those. I'm sorry. One of those. It's making higher lows. Same thing. Looking at the 2 minute, it's making higher lows. So didn't make sense for me to stay in. So I went ahead and took it off at break even. Not break even, but right back at where I took it the last time. It just didn't seem like it was going to go, and it didn't make any sense to hold out or hold on to any hope. But it was a good 20-cent move on a 1,200 share position, so can't cry about that. All right, now this is the one that really made my day. VRX was it. Mike was talking about it, and he was kind of calling it out in chat, and I had this chart up from earlier from people talking about it, and I remember yesterday this thing gave us a good move to the long side, and I think Arsh in chat kind of spotted it before anybody else and gave a really nice move to the upside. So I had this chart up, and I think Mike, he just typed VRX, and I think he might have been meaning to type it in his chart, but it came up in chat, and so I just kind of glanced at it, and I'm like, look, if this thing fails the 9 and the 20, and it was starting to roll over, I was like, this is a good VWAP fade. Look at the selling volume coming in. And whenever you're looking for something to turn, I mean, you're going to look at the volume. It's going to tell you, kind of give you an idea of what's going on. So as soon as this thing broke, this thing printed, and it came up a little bit, then it started to come back down. I went ahead and got in. I got in at 81.87. We're risking on the VWAP. So you can see how tight that stop was. That's beautiful for me because that'll allow me to take a candle to close above the VWAP for me to stop out. I don't have to stop it once it gets there. So came down, um, took profit here around 81.05 and just kind of held on to it. I was looking to get 2 points out of it. This was 1 point almost. This was 2 points. So I was really excited about this. I'm glad I kept my head in the game. I could have easily said, look, I had a tough day. I've already traded 5 times. I'm not used to trading as much. But when you see a setup like this, and it's clear as day, and it's the setup that you like, and that you profited from over and over and over again, you got to take it. So I took it. This was huge. And like I said, what I was going to share with you guys, this trade made this my largest month ever. I mean, my largest month that I've ever had since I've been trading. And, I'm going to celebrate almost to the point where I didn't want to trade today and was really regretting trading up until this last trade I took because I was red all morning. But not only did yesterday's trades put me over for having the biggest month I've ever had trading, I finally eclipsed the 100K mark for realized gains. Now I've been over it, for the gross profit, but I'm talking about after you take out commissions and fees. I finally got over that hump, and not bragging or anything because it is not fun. It was hell getting to this point. It was a lot of work, a lot of blood, a lot of sweat and tears, a lot of sleepless nights, studying, trying to get better. So when people tell me that it can't be done, that you can't start with a couple $1,000s and get to this point, you can. You can't do it overnight. You can't do it in 6 months. You can't do it in a year. It's gonna take time, and who knows how long it's gonna take for me to get to the next plateau. You never know. Things can turn around in a heartbeat. I can get lost and have to find myself again. You never know. Trading is one of those things that you can celebrate one day and it can humble you the next. But just wanted to share that with you before I left. And I hope that everybody has a good night, good evening, and we'll start this thing bright and early tomorrow in chat. We'll see you then.